Next up, Scott Seidenberg.
All right, let's take 25 minutes and let's go over the Washington Commanders under 6.5 wins.
Ooh, I don't like this either.
Well, I do. Because I don't know how you win games without a quarterback, and the Commanders don't have a quarterback. And for all the respect that some people like to give Sam Howell because of one game that he played last year, which it wasn't exactly great.
What happened to Heineke?
Heineke's gone.
Where is he?
Gone.
Hot Atlanta.
Yeah, backing up in Atlanta, backing up Desmond Ritter. But for everything that, okay, Sam Howell learned in his rookie year, guess what? Throw it out the window. He's got a new offensive coordinator now in year 2. He's starting over. Eric Bieniemy. Now, do I think Bieniemy's going to be good? We don't know. We haven't really seen him without Andy Reid, so not sure how the offense is going to look. But Sam Howell's got to learn an entirely new offense. And how high are they on Sam Howell anyway? Like, all this talk from Ron Rivera about how much they love Sam Howell, how much he was the guy that they were targeting all along in the draft. They could have drafted him 3 rounds earlier. They took him in the 5th round. So how much do you really love the guy? And I got to be honest. If Washington was trying to win football games, Jacoby Brissett would be their starting quarterback instead of backing up Sam Howell.
Did very well last year, Brissett.
Exactly. They are not in the business of winning this year. They're in the business of building towards the future. New ownership needs to see what they have in this team. They need to see what they have in this quarterback, or else they're going to be drafting a quarterback next year, probably hiring a new head coach and firing Ron Rivera. I think all signs point to this team underperforming this year. Plus, now you look at the schedule. 3 West Coast trips on their schedule, going to Denver, going to Seattle, going to L.A., a lot of travel miles going to wear on this team as the season winds down. I think this is a team that's clearly the 4th team in their own division. I don't see them winning 7 games.
Well, let me ask you the question. Are you concerned that they were the last person to get the memo on Washington? Specifically,
yes,
they
it
had
was 7.5 when it opened up. But we didn't do this contest when it opened up.
So every
we did this
month,
contest now.
Literally every 2 weeks, their season win has gone down like a fraction. And so it's gone from the 7.2 to the 7 to the 6.6, and now it's 6.4.
Just tells me I'm on the right side.
So what is from the open till now, what has it dropped?
From 7.2 to 6.4.
Pretty big. I'm an optimist on Washington. So, but I'm not sure I'm right, and here's why. I used to believe that if a front office decides something, they know something we don't. And that's confidence. And we're seeing that with Atlanta, right?
Yep.
That's going the opposite way. Same kind of quarterback situation, right?
They're starting Sam Howell, and
But what I'm saying is it's a second-year quarterback that played a handful of games, or
they only played 1 game.
1 game in this case versus 4 or whatever. Pretty similar.
Yeah. Sure.
And one, the total's going up, other it's going down.
Because
so
one
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, in one hand, you could make the case Atlanta that the public or the bettors are back. In my opinion, that Atlanta knows something. Why would they be doing this? The reason I don't think that applies in Washington is with the transfer of ownership.
They don't care.
Bingo.
Go ahead.
That's what I said. With new ownership, they need to see what they have in this team to build towards the future. Because I believe if they wanted to win games this year, Jacoby Brissett is their starting quarterback. He's the better of the two. So I think the ownership needs to see what they have in Sam Howell to figure out if they're going to draft a quarterback next year. They need to see what they have in Eric Bieniemy to see if him as the offensive coordinator is going to work, or if Ron Rivera is going to get fired at some point. This is all about a team that is not designed to win this year, but designed to explore what they have for the future.
I think that's a compelling case. I think Fez is right. A little late to the party with it. But that said, I feel that you're probably, and I think Bieniemy, there's a chance that he could go from OC, the head coach gets fired, and he's the head coach.
I do believe I think that will happen.
You think it will? So,
yeah.
I mean, it brings up, I guess what I'm saying is this. The more I read about what happens behind the scenes in all these major sports, if a team's running smoothly, they're going to be rational. When there's outside factors, they're not necessarily as rational because they have misaligned interest or they have divergent interest. I mean, I think Rivera's at the point where he's cashing a last big paycheck. He's never getting another head coaching job after this. I mean, if anything, he's one of the biggest fugazis when it comes to like, oh, he's a winner. Except if you count his winning seasons, there's not many of them. There was the one great Carolina year.
Yeah, the Cam Newton MVP season.
And, that, I mean, I don't know. I think it was like, Mackenzie, look at his record. How many double-digit win seasons does he have, for example? It's just the one? Yeah. He said, hold on. Okay. The D-line, they didn't pick up the 50-year option. I mean, it feels like there could be even internal issues.
So he had 3 double-digit wins, 2013, 2015, 2017 was his last one.
Okay. I mean, that run was nice. It's been a while, right?
It just seems like I really like I don't mean any disrespect, and I don't want to come off as saying this like the wrong way.
You didn't say Redskins.
No. Again, this might come off wrong, and I apologize in advance. But if he did not go through his cancer situation, he would have been fired already.
Well, see, my understanding is that under Snyder, he was taking a lot of heat. He was like almost like a professional piñata to take the heat because he had enough standing that he could. He had the currency to do that. I think Snyder just liked him being a team guy. And I think the chances are the new owner's going to want new people in, right? You can't look at the recent years and say that's what I want more of. But the extra sympathy that came with the cancer, I mean, I was impressed. I mean, the fact he was fighting it during the season.
Yeah.
And they actually had a decent, if I remember, that wasn't a horrible season. No. Was that the Alex Smith last year?
No, I think that was the Heineke playoff year.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
So that's impressive. Wasn't that the same year though? Heineke playoff? Because Heineke
no, it might have been the year after then.
Okay. So Fez, you think that this pick's generally correct? You just don't like the lost value.
Yes, and maybe it's probably a fault of mine that I just hate to be like when nothing has changed other than the number. I'm like, why didn't I get at that earlier? And it's like, hey, it could still be good though.
Yeah. And I mean, when you say nothing's changed, maybe there was a thought of, I think like you look at the Patriots, there was a thought they were going to get Hopkins. Now they made a signing of Parker, so it looks less likely they're going to get Hopkins.
Oh, that's certainly true.
So
they could have gotten a quarterback, and now we know they
as time passes, the lack of action when action is required maybe can be a factor. All right. What do you think, AJ? You had the best record last year.
I generally agree with Scott on the under here. I'm very bearish on Washington.
Who are you not bearish? Because you're a bearish person.
I am a bearish person.
Do you watch The Bear? Apparently, it's a second-year show that's great about a restaurant.
I haven't seen the second season yet, but the first season was very good.
Is that cocaine? Is that Cocaine Bear?
No, Fez, no. There's no blonde woman doing a walk of shame. There's no Cocaine Bear. He's like the most sober person. He takes his job serious. He takes his betting serious. But when it comes to entertainment,
he's
like
lowbrow.
Yeah, he's like a college kid or something.
It's funny.
Do you watch Cinemax After Dark?
Just reruns of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
It's funny. RJ will sometimes talk to me, and he'll be surprised at the movies that I've watched. He's like, "Oh, you don't seem like the kind of guy who would watch these movies." Fez is like the anti-me. Exactly. Fez watches all the shit that I should be watching.
Well, you watch that too.
I watch it all.
Let's go watch Cannonball Run together.
All right. So officially under
Washington under 6.5.